everyone, welcome to my channel. So for today's case I'm going to be talking to you about is Nikko Jenkins. So Nikko Alan Jenkins, sometimes spelled as Nicholas on his first name, was born on September the 16th, 1986. He is an American spree killer convicted of committing 4 murders in Omaha, in Nebraska, in August 2013. The murders occurred within a month after he had been released from prison after serving 10.5 years of the 18 years to which he had been sentenced for carjacking committed at age 15 and for assaults that was committed in prison. Jenkins stated that he had committed the killings at the command of the ancient serpent god Apophis. He was found competent to stand trial. He was found guilty of 4 murders and was sentenced to death in May 2017. So in his early years, Jenkins was born in Colorado to parents David A. McGee and Laurie Jenkins. Jenkins began a criminal record at age 7 when he was charged with bringing a gun to school. At about 5:01 a.m. on August 11th, 2013, a patrol officer discovered 2 bodies in a white Ford pickup truck that was parked near a city swimming pool at 18th and F Street in Spring Lake Park. The 2 victims, identified as one Uribe Pena and OJ C. Kajiga Ruiz, had been shot in the head and their pockets turned inside out. They were lured to meet 2 women for a sexual encounter. The murder spree began with this random double murder less than 2 weeks after his release from prison on July the 30th. On August the 19th, around 7 a.m, the body of Curtis Bradford was found outside a detached garage at 18th and Clark Street by a man returning home from a night shift at a convenience store. Investigators arrived to find 2 bullet wounds in Bradford's back. It was later revealed that Bradford and Jenkins had posed for a Facebook photo posted the day before. Bradford would be the only victim that had been very familiar to Jenkins. Jenkins' 4th and final victim, Andrea Kruger, was discovered on August the 21st at about 2:15 a.m. This was by a deputy sheriff responding to the shots that was fired. Her body was found laying in a road at 168th and 4th Street with multiple 12-gauge shotgun wounds into the face, the neck and also the shoulder. Kruger had been returning home after a bartending shift that was near 178th and Pacific St. Surveillance footage then had been showed that her locking up to the Deja Vu Lounge at 1:47 a.m. at 6:30 that evening. Kruger's gold 2012 Chevrolet Traverse SUV was found abandoned 12 miles, which is 19 kilometers away, in an alley at 43rd and Charles Street. Later that week, a news conference was held by Douglas County Sheriff Tim Dunning, in which he stated that the investigators believed the SUV had been abandoned roughly 2.5 hours after being stolen, and that a feeble attempt had been made at setting the vehicle's interior ablaze. So these are the victims of Jenkins. So the first one was on August 11th, 2013. And this is Juwan Uribe Pina, age 26, in relation to a pickup truck by the swimming pool at Spring Lake Park near 18th and F Street. He was shot in the groin and in the head. The second victim, August 11th, 2013, George C. Kajinga Ruiz, age 29, was in relation to a pickup truck by the swimming pool at Spring Lake Park near 18th and F Street and was shot in the head. Third victim was August 19th, 2013, Curtis Bradford, age 22, near the 18th and Clark Street outside the detached garage, and he was shot in the back, and they had met in prison. Number 4 victim, so August the 21st, 2013, Andrea Kruger, age 33, on 168th Street near Fort St. Street, which is the middle of the road. There was multiple shots to the face, neck, and the shoulder. On August the 30th, 2013, Jenkins was arrested on an unrealistic terroristic threats charge. By then, the evidence against him had mounted. Investigators had the image of a female associate on surveillance footage at a local gun outlet buying the kind of distinctive ammunition, Brunique Classic Magnum 12 gauge, commonly known as the deer slugs, that had been used to commit the killings. The additional footage had been pulled from cameras along the route to Kruger's abandoned SUV. On the evening of September the 3rd, Jenkins confessed to all 4 murders during the rambling 8-hour interview. Jenkins told the police that the acts were sacrifices to Apophis, a deity in the ancient Egyptian religion, and he was charged with 4 counts of murder following the confession. The trial. In the handwritten letters dated November the 3rd, 2013, submitted to the Omaha World Herald prosecutors and a judge, Jenkins said that he wished to plead guilty to all counts of the 4 slayings and that he would protect Apophis's kingdom with an animalistic, savage brutality. On February 19th, 2014, Jenkins filed a federal lawsuit seeking $24.5 million from the state of Nebraska for wrongfully releasing him from prison. He stated that his claims of hearing voices from Apophis were repeatedly ignored. In the 6-page handwritten filing, he stated that being kept in solitary confinement augmented his schizophrenia. He blamed correction officials for the 4 killings, and Jenkins then complained that his problems were caused by mental illness and that he had schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. The judge ordered a psychiatric evaluation, and a psychiatrist concluded that Jenkins had antisocial personality disorder and was faking psychotic symptoms. After being declared competent to stand trial, Jenkins scored 68 on an administered IQ test. The proceedings against Jenkins commenced. On his request, Jenkins was allowed to represent himself at the trial under the guidance of advisory attorneys. Throughout the trial, Jenkins maintained that he acts under the command of Apophis. His courtroom antics include speaking in tongues, howling, and laughing as prosecutors recounted the details of his victims' deaths. On April 16, 2014, Judge Peter Battalion found Nikko Jenkins guilty of all 4 murders. Jenkins was initially scheduled to be sentenced on August 11, 2014. The date was delayed indefinitely following a hearing that was held to determine whether he was capable of understanding the death penalty proceedings that was against him. On July the 29th, Judge Battalion ordered Jenkins to be housed at the Lincoln Regional Center Psychiatric Hospital until the doctors were satisfied with his condition. The officials at the regional centre refused to house Jenkins due to the inadequate security, but doctors agreed to treat him at the Lincoln prison. In May 2017, Jenkins was sentenced to death by 3 judge panels. He was also sentenced to 450 years on weapon charges connected with all the murders. On April 20th, 2020, the US Supreme Court refused to hear his appeal. Nikko Jenkins profile summary. His full name is Nikko Alan Jenkins. He is male. His date of birth is September the 16th, 1986, aged 35 years as of March 2022. His zodiac sign is a Virgo, and his place of birth is in Colorado in the United States. His nationality is American. His ethnicity is white, known for criminal religion, is pagan. His eye colour is bold. So his eye colour is dark brown. 5'8", which is 1.72 meters. He weighs 72 kilograms, which is 158 pounds. Sexual orientation is straight. He is divorced. His ex-spouse is Shalonda Jenkins, and his parents are Laurie Jenkins and David A. McGee. Siblings is Erica and Melanie. So Nikko Jenkins' early life and family background. So he has 2 sisters called Erica and Melanie, and he was brought up with his parents Laurie and David. David was convicted for multiple crimes, including terroristic threats, before dying in 2009. On the other hand, Laurie was indicted for being a felon in possession of ammunition in 2013. This might have had a negative influence on their child as early as 7 years of age. Nikko was detained for taking a gun to school in Highland Elementary School. 9 years later, he was slapped with a 21-year sentence for carjacking. He also assaulted a guard on duty twice and participated in a prison riot. Nikko Jenkins was imprisoned in Nebraska Correctional Facility. He got executed because his lawyers said he was very mentally ill. Also, Douglas County Public Defender Tom Riley had been there for the stay of execution also as well. Nikko Jenkins had a lot of tattoos. He was well known for the abundance of a lot of facial tattoos. Nobody understands what these tattoos mean, only him. He has claimed that the tattoos are written in the language of the Egyptian goddess Apophis. So Nikko Jenkins' wife is called Shalonda Jenkins. So he got married to Shalonda on February the 6th, 2010. And this was at the Tecumseh State Prison. However, their marriage ended after Shalonda got a child out of wedlock. They were together for less than 2 months, and this was outside of the prison. Shalonda and Nikko Jenkins share a lot in common. They seem to be lovers of facial drawings, apart from criminals. She has also served time at the Nebraska Women's Correctional Facility in York. That had been 3 times. In 2020, she was found guilty of possessing brass knuckles, which are deemed deadly weapons under Nebraska law. She was sentenced to 1 year in prison since her release, and she became very private, and not so much is known about her in these limelight days. And that is the case of the infamous Nikko Jenkins. Okay then everyone, until next time, take care, bye bye.